What I felt the night I saw the widow and the ghost. Even now, many years later, I cannot sleep, especially when I hear water flowing in the dark. It happened in my village during the rainy season. The river near our village was known for strange stories. Elders said that spirits lived in the deep water. They warned us never to go there after sunset. Most people obeyed. But one woman did not. Her name was Mama Ike. She was a widow who lived alone in a small house at the edge of the village. She was quiet and kept to herself. Some people said she knew things that normal people should not know. Others said she talked to herself at night. I never believed those stories. Until that night. I was 16 years old. One evening, I stayed late at my uncle's farm helping him gather crops before a storm arrived. By the time I started walking home, darkness had already covered the village. The sky was full of heavy clouds. There was no moon. As I passed near the river path, I noticed something strange. A woman was walking toward the river. At first, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Nobody went to the river at that hour. Then I recognized her. It was Mama Ike. She carried a small lantern that gave off a weak yellow light. Without looking around, she continued down the path and disappeared among the trees. I felt uneasy. I should have gone home. Instead, curiosity pulled me forward. Keeping my distance, I followed her. The closer I got to the river, the colder the air became. The sounds of insects slowly disappeared. Soon, the only thing I could hear was the flowing water. I hid behind a tree and watched. Mama Ike stood at the riverbank. She placed her lantern on the ground and stared into the dark water. Then she began to speak. I could not understand the words. They sounded old and strange. Suddenly, the river became still. The water stopped moving. My heart began to race. The wind stopped too. Everything became silent. Then I saw something rise from the river. At first, it looked like a shadow. Slowly, it took the shape of a person standing in the water. I wanted to run, but fear froze my legs. Mama Ike stepped closer to the edge. The shadow stretched out an arm. She reached toward it. The moment their hands touched, the lantern went out. Darkness swallowed everything. A loud splash echoed across the river. I turned and ran. Branches scratched my face. Mud slipped beneath my feet. I did not stop until I reached my house. That night, I told nobody what I had seen. The next morning, news spread through the village. Mama Ike was missing. Villagers searched everywhere. They checked the forest, the farms, and the riverbank. There was no sign of her. Days passed. Then weeks. People finally accepted that she was gone. Life slowly returned to normal. Or so we thought. 1 month later, something happened. It was exactly midnight. A loud knock echoed through the village. Everyone heard it. Knock. 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 The sound moved from house to house. People peeked through their windows but saw nobody. Then the dog started barking. Soon, frightened voices filled the night. I gathered enough courage to look outside. What I saw made my blood turn cold. A woman was walking down the road. Her clothes were soaked with water. Long strands of wet hair covered her face. She moved slowly, without making a sound. As she passed beneath a lantern, I recognized her. It was Mama Ike. But something was wrong. Her skin looked pale and gray. Her movements were stiff, almost unnatural. People whispered her name from inside their homes. She never answered. She simply continued walking toward the river. The next morning, the village was filled with fear. Many people claimed they had seen her. Others believed it was only a ghost. A group of brave men decided to visit her house. I went with them. The door was slightly open. Inside, everything was covered with dust. It looked as if nobody had lived there for months. Then one of the men found found something. A notebook hidden beneath her bed. Inside was a short message. It read, "The river gave me what I asked for, but now it wants me back." Nobody understood what it meant. That evening, the village chief ordered everyone to stay indoors after sunset. No one argued. A few days later, fishermen discovered something floating near the riverbank. It was Mama Acre's lantern. The same lantern I had seen on that terrible night. But it looked new, as if it had been placed there only moments before. After that, the midnight visit stopped. Nobody ever saw Mama Ike again. Yet strange things still happen near the river. Sometimes, on quiet nights, villagers hear footsteps moving toward the water. Others hear a woman whispering from the darkness. And every year, on the night she disappeared, a lantern can be seen glowing beside the river at exactly midnight. No one goes near it. And neither do I. Because I know what returned from that river was not the same woman who went there.